I just finished reading Heir to the Empire. Very good book. Definitely one of my favorite books I've ever read, and I don't read ever. But yeah, I definitely want to get the comic versions of this because it's really good. And I feel like the sequel is going to be so much better because this just sets up everything. And I can like see bit. I'm going to be do spoilers, so overall pretty good. If you care about my opinion, but other than that, so it was very good, and I can like with Seabailth, Saobot. No, I don't know. Seabailth, Saobot, Seabailth, Seabailth. He doesn't do anything in this book. I know he does things, but he doesn't have an effect on how the story, goes. So I know, like, I literally thought Leia was gonna get captured, and then she was gonna be brought to CBOth, and he was gonna, it was gonna be like that. But it very much kind of follows that format of, like, I was gonna say, like, I feel like the next book, the end of it is gonna be like, like Leia's like has been captured, and like all that stuff. So I mean, I could see that towards the beginning more, but anyway, it's definitely, it took me, it took me 8 weeks to get through it. But I think it's definitely, oh, this is all the Star Wars, dude. I was just thinking I want to look at what's their whole timeline here. But yeah, so geez, there's so many. But yeah, so basically, I want to read the second one, but not through audiobook, because that's what I did, and there were some parts where I just couldn't, I couldn't I couldn't get through it because it was just so frustrating listening to this one. This one Walra, I think was his name. The narrator just made me want to freaking cave my head in listening to his. No, that sounds like Seabailth. It's such a shitty impression. Like, he does very good Han and Leia, Frank. Like he's got a very feminine impression, and the Luke one's really good. And but yeah, so it definitely pick next time I'm reading a comic, I'm probably gonna hear his voice instead of actual Han. Harrison Ford. But yeah, I definitely would love to see some sort of interpretation of this in live action, and I frankly am betting my money on they got Luke, they're gonna have Thrawn, so I feel like they would be stupid not to, and I think Dave Filoni, he knows where to go. So yeah, I think that they're gonna have like a planned sort of trilogy, maybe, or at least saga of like episodes, So yeah, I think that those comics would go up in value, and as expensive as the Heir to the Empire comics are, I want to get at least the cheaper ones, like the ones that are like 3 through 6 maybe, or something. So that would be cool. But right now at the moment, it's my phone ran out of storage there. But yeah, I don't remember what point I was on, but I'm just gonna wrap this up here. I think it's definitely it's hard because I wish I could recommend it, but if you don't like reading books, the audiobook for me personally wasn't much better, but I think you should at least try it. So I'm like also a sculptor, and so I would listen to this on occasion while I was sculpting, and there was, I wish I would prefer it, but something about like listening to audiobooks, I prefer to just have my mind go wherever, even though sometimes it's just the same thought, and like I can't really think of anything else. But I think, yeah, it's good for like, maybe like an hour or so of sculpting. I'll listen to it, and then but yeah, and like also like on car trips and stuff. But yeah, if you don't have the time or um, the patience to read it, then I think the audiobook is definitely the way to go on Audible. Um, so yeah, I think that Theron is pretty good in this, but I think that if he was not in it, like, gosh, that would be weird. I don't know why I posed that question. I guess I was just trying to think of something to say. Anyway, so yeah, I definitely feel like the what was it? It's not the last command. That's the third one. Darkness, rise to darkness. Something edgy like that. It probably says that at the back. But yeah, I think it definitely deserves the hype. The Dark Nest trilogy. It definitely deserves the hype, and I think that for if you want to read a Star Wars book, this is definitely one where to start, especially with what's going on with the live action stuff right now, which I'm very excited to see. I'm trying to find it here. Thrawn trilogy, Dark Force Rising. There it is. So yeah, pretty cool. I have this whole list of things here. Yeah, this was $9 at on Barnes and Noble, but I think you can get it for $8 on Amazon. And I needed to have it at that moment, so I couldn't wait. But yeah, pretty cool. I think I just read this just thinking about the comics and the live action. I don't really read it like for the read. I just read it so that I can either be like have some background on the comics. But I think in the future, as much as I would like to be able to say I listened to all the audiobooks of the Throne trilogy, I just know myself, and I know that because I like for a year I've owned the audiobook, but I just like I only got I got to friggin' like 80 pages in or so, maybe even that, like, yeah, 7, yeah, like around there or something. Chapter 6, so I got around like that far, and because I have ADD, so it's like I wasn't able to it's just funner to it kind of was like a chore where I was like I was like, oh, I have to pay attention, I can't just so that in that case it was kind of tough for me. But yeah, like I said, I definitely I wish I could read all of them, but I don't want to torture myself, even though they're not bad. It's just my patience. And I think the way that I'm going to pursue the educating myself on the rest of the trilogy is by through comic form. So yeah, definitely excited to read all those, and I think that it would just be so cool to see in live action, and I think that this is definitely the current future of Star Wars, and I just love I love this is I just read this yesterday. I got this at an antique store. I just love the art on these covers. So even though this one is fairly gross, it's just so well done, and I love the font and everything. It's so 90s, so I just I love the the cover illustrations for those comics, so that's very enticing. But I also have love just like book and stuff. So yeah, so that is my review on Star Wars Heir to the Empire. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. You do you.